You're listening to Pushing Underground Radio with DJ Awesome Wells. Hello, my friends, and welcome along to Grave Encounters, my regular midnight Monday show where I play you the best in dark cabaret, murder ballads, music with dark themes, and horror. And have I got an amazing show for you tonight. I've got such a great selection of artists, I can't wait to share them with you. And I get things started off with a bit of music from Rowan Kay of the Rowan Theatre Band. This is him on his own, doing a violin piece entitled Eulogy. So that was Rowan Kay from the Rowan Theatre Band with an original piece entitled Eulogy. Now, on tonight's show, I'll be playing you some music from the one and only Leonard Cohen, as well as a track from Violet, Indiana. Later on, I'll be playing you some music from Circus Contraption, who I played on a previous show, and I'm closing the show with a cover by the grunge band Nirvana. For now, though, it's time to hear from Ghostfire. This is The Last Steampunk Waltz.
Never fails, every deed is hard as nails. She never speaks, she never smiles. The journey's end of 1,000 miles. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Music to haunt her, she knows as she goes. Many years in bed of rock, too many turns of the season's clock. She never smiles, she never speaks. Awful silence goes running deep. Ghostlight and candlelight show her the way. On with the dawn of the day, as they say. Stay with her, lay with her, carry her high. Swear her allegiance to things you can't hide. She will find us again. She will find us again. Lies won't find us again. Eternity never made a sound. She never speaks, she never smiles. Journey's end of 1,000 trials. Devils and demons, alive, alive, oh. Follow us closer than we go, and we know. Stay with her, lay with her, carry her high. Swear allegiance to things you can't hide. She will find us again. She will find us again. Lives won't ride us again. Heaven bound to the rain once again. Stay with her, lay with her, carry her high. Swear allegiance to things you can't hide. She will find us again. She will find us again. Lies won't ride us again. Heaven bound to the rain once again. Once again.
From London in the United Kingdom, that was Ghostfire with The Last Steampunk Waltz. Now, don't forget you can get in touch with me on the show via Twitter. You can tweet at me, I'm at DJ Awesome Wells, and you can use the hashtag Grave Encounters for this show. Hope you've enjoyed those first two tracks that I played for you. The next tune that I've got for you is from Jill Tracy. This is Evil Night Together.
In cold blood, I'll tie you up to the spend an evil night together. Let's while away the hours. Let's spend an evil night together. Let's while away the hours. Let's spend an evil night together. No need for cake or flowers. Let's spend an evil night together.
So that was Jill Tracy there with the sublime Evil Night Together. Now, a lot of people have a go at Canada, and I myself have been known to ridicule the America's hat. But thinking about it, in terms of my life, there's quite a lot of Canadian culture that I really enjoy, and a lot of Canadian people that I really like, including, of course, WWE superstar Edge, and a bunch of different musicians, including this particular gentleman, who is by far one of the greatest influences on me creatively, and someone I truly admire. This is Leonard Cohen with There Is a War.
There is a war between the rich and poor, a war between the man and the woman. There is a war between the ones who say there is a war and the ones who say that there isn't. Why don't you come on back to the war? That's right, get in it. Why don't you come on back to the war? It's just beginning. Well, I live here with a woman and a child. The situation makes me kind of nervous. As I rise up from her arms, she says, I guess you call this love, I call it service. Why don't you come on back to the war? Don't be a tourist. Why don't you come on back to the war before it hurts us? Why don't you come on back to the war? Let's all get nervous. You cannot stand what I become. You much prefer the gentleman I was before. I was so easy to defeat, I was so easy to control. I didn't even know there was a war. Why don't you come on back to the war? Don't be embarrassed. Why don't you come on back to the war? You can still get married. There is a war between the rich and poor, a war between the man and the woman. There is a war between the left and right, a war between the black and white, a war between the odd and the even. Why don't you come on back to the war? Take up your tiny burden. Why don't you come on back to the war? Let's all get even. Why don't you come on back to the war? Can't you hear me speaking?
From New Skin for the Old Ceremony, that was Leonard Cohen with There Is a War. I love that song. Now, Leonard Cohen has been, like I say, a very big influence on me, and especially when it comes to my poetry. And I'd like to just read you a quick poem by Leonard Cohen that was one of my absolute favourites. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember it off by heart. I always have. It just stuck in my head. I heard of a man who says words so beautifully If he only speaks their name, women give themselves to him. So if I am dumb beside your body, while silence blossoms like tumours on our lips, it is because I hear a man climb the stairs and clear his throat outside our door. Isn't that a great poem? Now, I'm going to play you a piece of music from Gustavo Santaolalla, who is a great composer, and he composed the music for the video game The Last of Us. Now, this is the main theme for the game. The game is a post-apocalyptic sort of deal, but it's not quite as cliche as some of the other post-apocalyptic scenarios you see in video games and indeed in film and television nowadays, because it's a kind of fungal plant infection that causes the world to end. So listen to this track. This is called The Last of Us, simply. Enjoy. That was a piece of music composed by Gustavo Santaolalla, and the track was called The Last of Us. Let's say it was composed for the video game The Last of Us on the PlayStation console, PlayStation 3. I thoroughly recommend, if you have a PlayStation, that you play the game. It really is fantastic. It's a beautiful piece and very moving, and the story is just absolutely fantastic. I won't spoil you in any way, obviously. I, in fact, bought a PlayStation 3 just so I could play this game, because I'm an Xbox gamer. For those of you that didn't know, I'm sure most of you that know me well know that already. I just want to say hello to a couple of people who are listening to the show right now. My good friend Bethany Enright, of course, the photographer who I've been plugging the last couple of shows that I've been doing. Her work really is fantastic. Don't forget to go check that out. Also, I'd like to say hello to another photography friend of mine, Simon Cooper from Soul Photography. Glad you could join me, buddy. Glad you got the night off tonight. Also, hello, of course, to Bobby Mortimer. It's good to have her listening in, as always, and I always have a really good chat with her while I'm doing the show. And also, hello, finally, last but not least, to Tiffany Lee Mitchell, who's listening in from America. I'm glad you could join me on the show, Tiff. Right, the next piece of music I'm going to play for you is from Anthony and the Johnsons. Now, I played this guy on a few episodes of Grave Encounters before, and indeed on episodes of The More You Know, my show about lesser known and unsung artists. Speaking of The More You Know, I will be bringing that back. I just need to find the time, but it will come back, because I know that was a very popular show and one that I thoroughly enjoyed doing. But yes, this track by Anthony and the Johnsons is called River of Sorrow.
There is a black river, it passes by my window. Ooh, late at night, all dolled up like Christ, I walk the water between the pins, singing, whoa, river sorrow, river of time, river sorrow, don't swallow this time. Take me with you towards the light, into the darkness, past no other faces in the river. Hear me, I'm whispering in your ear.
Was the fantastic Anthony and the Johnsons, and the track was called A River of Sorrow. So I really like Anthony's voice. It's a bit of a love-hate thing. I know for a lot of people it's a bit Marmitey, his voice. It's a bit like Jeff Buckley's voice. It's very wavery and quavery. But yeah, I really like his voice. It's really, really grown on me over time as well. I remember the first time I listened to him, I thought it was odd. The second time I thought it was nice, and the third time and then onwards I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Now don't forget you can get in touch with me on the show via Twitter. It's at DJ Awesome Wells, and you can use the hashtag Grave Encounters. Now, as some of you may have heard earlier on today, Peaches Geldof, daughter of Bob Geldof, died, and I think that was very sad. Obviously, the circumstances around it are still not quite revealed, but I'd like to dedicate this next song to her and to her family. This is Violet, Indiana, with Air Kissing. So that was Violet, Indiana with Air Kissing. Now, the next piece of music I have for you is something a little special and a little different. It's a cover by the Scala and Kalachny brothers, who I've played on the show a couple of times before, but this particular cover is definitely coming out of left field, considering some of the things that they've covered in the past. This is their cover of the Rammstein song, Engel. Epic stuff there from Scala and Colagney Brothers. That was their cover of the Rammstein song Engel. Now don't forget you can get in touch with me via Twitter. It's at DJ Awesome Wells, and you can use the hashtag Grave Encounters. Also, if you'd like to get in touch with me to talk about featuring some of your music on my show, then don't hesitate to email me. It's pushingunderground@hotmail.co.uk. Send me some tracks, tell me a little bit about yourself, and I'd love to include you on the show. That goes for this show and indeed any of the other shows I do. I'd also like to remind people that they can make requests for the show and do so via Twitter. It's easier for me if you make the request when I'm not doing the show, so make a request for a future show. But you never know, you might request something that I already have and that I can include in the show. Now, the next track that I'm going to play for you is a piece that takes a little bit of explanation. WrestleMania was last night. I'm not going to spoiler it in any way for any people who haven't watched it. WrestleMania, of course, being the annual yearly pay-per-view. Annual and yearly, I just said the same thing twice basically there. Sorry, the yearly pay-per-view on the WWE, which is, of course, wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment. And I won't talk about any of the stuff that happened, but one of the wrestlers who was featured last night was a wrestler called The Undertaker, and I'm a big fan of his, and this is his theme. This is the music that plays when he comes out. So check this out. This is a full version of his theme, and it's quite an epic piece of music. Enjoy. So that was the theme for the wrestler The Undertaker. So I love that piece of music, and every time it plays in the show, it always sends shivers down my spine. He quite often appears unexpectedly. I know a lot of people ridicule wrestling nowadays and see it as a really silly form of entertainment, but I thoroughly enjoy it, and unapologetically, even if I can't say unapologetic properly. Now, a couple of announcements before I play the next song. I'm going to be doing Rhymes and Rhythms tomorrow. Obviously, that's at 7 p.m. That'll be going on until 8, so I hope you can join me for that. I've got some great music for that. Obviously, that's my reggae, dub, ska, and hip-hop show. But next week, I will not be doing Grave Encounters on Monday. I'm going to have a break from it next week because I have a social engagement that's going to clash with it. So to make up for it, though, I might do a 2-hour special the following week, or I might retire Grave Encounters for a little bit and go back to doing Bleeps and Beats, or possibly The More You Know. I'm not entirely sure yet, so I will see what happens with that. But I will keep you updated, nonetheless, on a future show. I'll let you know what decisions I make. Now, the next track that I've got to play for you is a little bit more upbeat. This is a band called The Cog Is Dead, and the track is called Burn It Down.
1, 2, 3, go! Residents were poor. An old man had a factory that folks called the killing floor. He was a surly master, though his workers all had wives. He'd work them within inches of their lives. They were all sick and tired of this stuff. And then decided that they'd had enough. Won't take this anymore. Not gonna die on the killing floor. He won't work us into the ground. It's time to strike a match and burn it down. They waited for the old man to head home for the night. Then bustled in with kerosene and lanterns to ignite. They took one final look at all these monstrous machines, then lit the match that would fulfill their dreams. It was a blazing jubilee. They filled these flames and set these workers free. We won't take this anymore. Not gonna die on the killing floor. He won't work us into the ground. It's time to strike a match and burn it down. As the workers danced around the fire having fun, the old man pulled up terrified and screamed, "What have you done?" This factory was the only thing that kept us all alive. Now you've gone and blown us all sky high. The factory was above an oil lake. But all too late they realized their mistake. We wouldn't take it anymore. Didn't want to die on the killing floor, but we drove ourselves to the ground when we struck that match and burned it Why'd we have to go and burn it down?
So that was The Cog Is Dead there with a track called Burn It Down. These guys are great, aren't they? Really energetic. Now I'm going to play you some music from Circus Contraption. This is a track called We Are All Mad.
I falling off the train again. I finally got insane while waiting for the world to turn. Watch me disappear. I'm out of here. I approve. appreciate your faint concern. See, we're all mad, a thimble full of sanity at all. Arsenic or Everclear, pick your poison fast, my dear. The apocalypse is drawing near. We're all gonna die. I've fallen off the wagon wheel. I landed on my head. I fear my whiskers scattered hither and yon. Like Humpty Dumpty, I'm a wreck. I broke my rubber chicken neck, and on my face I fell apart. Crazy, we're all mad. A thimble full of sanity. Arsenic or Everclear, pick your poison fast, my dears. The apocalypse is drawing near, and you're all gonna die. The sky is caving in on me, and black is all that I can see. My hand has disappeared into the night. Nevermore, the even said, and then he fell upon his head. The poor lost bottles him and crazy, we're all mad. A thimble full of sanity is all we ever had. Arsenic or Everclear, pick your poison fast, my dear. The apocalypse is drawing near, and we're all gonna die. Here we go. But no one's home. Throw the bones and roll the stones. If I wasn't, we ain't gonna last. Patron saint of our insanity, pray for us on bended knee. Let's join hands and breathe the fun again. Crazy, we're all mad. Them full of Saturday. Poison fast, my friends, the world is coming to an end.
So that was Circus Contraption with We Are All Mad. Now I think you can see the clear influences of Tom Waits on their work. But definitely go and check out some more of their stuff. They are a fantastic band. Just type in Circus Contraption into YouTube and you'll be greeted with plenty of carnival mischief and fun. Now, the next track I'm going to play for you is an old, very, very old track. The earliest written record of the song dates back to 1922, and I can't actually find out on the internet, at least, who it was originally written by. But the track is called Little Sadie, and this particular version of it is recorded by a group called Crooked Still.
Went out one night to make a little round. I met little Sadie and I shot her down. Went back home, jumped into bed, 44 pistol under my head. I woke up in the morning about 9:30. The hacks and the buggy standing in line. Gents and gamblers standing around, taking little Sadie to burying the ground. I began to think of what a deed I'd done. I grabbed my hand and away I'd run. Made a good run, just a little too slow. They overtook me in Jericho. Standing in the corner reading a bill, and up stepped the sheriff from Thomasville. He said, "Miss, is your name Brown? Remember the night you shot Sadie down?" I said, "Oh yes sir, but my name is Lee, and I murdered little Sadie in the first degree. First degree and second degree. Got any papers, will you read them to me?" So they took me downtown and dressed me in black, put me on a chain and started me back, all the way back to the Thomasville jail. Had Judge and the jury, they took their stand. The judge had the papers in his right hand. 41 days, 41 nights, 41 years to wear the ball and stripes. Went out one night to make a little round. I met little Sadie and I shot her down. Went back home, jumped into bed. 44 pistols under my head.
So that was Crooked Still with their version of the American murder ballad Little Sadie. And Crooked Still are from Boston, Massachusetts, and they've been making music since 2001. Thoroughly recommend you check out some more of their stuff. Now I've got time for 2 more tracks for the end of the show, and the first of those 2 tracks is another American murder ballad. This one even older than the first. I can't quite get a lock on the exact date that it was first found, but it's somewhere in the 1800s, I think, roundabout, and it's called Oh Me Wise. Now, this particular recording is by Burt Jansch.
Oh, listen to my story, I'll tell you no lies. How John Lewis did murder poor little Uncle Wise. He told her to meet him at Adams Spring. He promised her money under the founding. And fool like she met him at Adams Spring. But why did he bring her nor other findings? Go with me, little lambie, and away we will go. We'll go and get married and nobody will. Well, she climbed up behind him and away they did go. But down to the river where deep waters flow. John Lewis, will you tell to me your mind? To marry me or leave me behind. A little lambie, I'll tell to you my mind. My mind is to drown you and leave you behind. Have a mercy on my baby and spare me my life. Beggar and never be your wife. He hugged her and kissed her and turned her around. Water where he knew that she would drown. Then he got upon his pony and away he did ride. As the screams of little Lommy went down by the side. 'Twas on a Thursday morning, the rain was a-pouring down. For Romy, but she could not be found. Two boys went a-fishing one fine sunny day. They saw little Romy's body go floating threw the nets around her and drew her to the bay. Her clothes all wet and muddy, they laid her on the plank. Then sent for John Lewis to come to that place. Out before him that he might see her face. Well, he made no confession, but they carried him to jail. No friends nor relations were Congo's bail.
So that was Bert Janks' recording of Omi Wise. Now I've got time for one more song before the end of the show, and as promised I'm going to play you a song from Nirvana. This is their cover of the Meat Puppets song Lake of Fire. Enjoy. This is from MTV Unplugged. So that was Nirvana there with their cover of Lake of Fire by the Meat Puppets. As I said, that was from the MTV Unplugged session, which has some of Nirvana's greatest moments, in my opinion. Indeed, to be fair, most artists who did Unplugged sessions back in the 90s, Alice in Chains and Soundgarden, it's just fantastic. Some of their best work by far for a lot of those bands. That brings us to the end of the show. Now, don't forget, as always, with this show and all of the shows that I do, that they are available to stream and download after the fact. So if you're listening live and you kind of came in a bit late, then you can listen back whenever you want. And don't forget, you can download me, stick me in your pocket, and I'll be a friendly voice playing you some music wherever you go. Thank you again also to everyone who broke through the 10,000 listens benchmark a couple of shows ago. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who's tuned into today's show, be it live or after the fact. And I look forward to you guys joining me again, hopefully, for Rhymes and Rhythms tomorrow. Say that's at 7 p.m. going on till 8. So all that remains to say is thank you ever so much for listening. And as always, I love you all. You're listening to Pushing Underground Radio with DJ Awesome Wells.